Dr. Kat Schreier, and I am here at the Veteran Affairs, the VA's booth, and they have been at ACE for quite some time. And actually, let me introduce, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Major George Coleman. I'm the Education and Training Director from the U.S. Army Soldier for Life program.
Soldier for Life. Okay, here we go. And?
Hi, I'm Darienne Rakestraw with the Veterans Economic Communities Initiative.
Excellent. Go ahead and take a look at your little tag
but
here.
But not actually from Frisco, Texas.
Okay. Yes. Well, occasionally they do. They have a lot of badges to print here. You never know. So, well, how are you guys both connected to? And actually, if you want to come around the side, then I can get you both in the shot at once. Or there. So, how are you guys both connected to the program?
So, I'm here on behalf of the Chief of Staff of the Army, really to inform some of the employers that are here about the different veteran opportunities that the Army can provide to employers and the things that we can do for our veterans so that they can get employment once they leave service in the water industry.
Very nice, very nice. And so we talked about the fact that my old classmate, Eric Fanning, has now got a job with you guys. So he's now got a job through, with the Army. He didn't go from the water sector. He's now in the Army, right? So
he's the boss.
He's the boss. He's the secretary. Yep. So, now how much? So one of the things that we've also done a lot of stories on is things like the Army Water Blueprint and the LMI studies on the supply chain and how water security relates to supplying our forces, and the fact that every base is a small city. I mean, how do people coming out of the Army convey the level of sophistication, the level of awareness, the level of engagement in management of water and treatment of water and provision of water as just being part of the Army?
I think a lot of our soldiers bring out a lot of the soft skills of the leadership and management. Really just being able to show up at the right place at the right time is one of those big skills that we can bring to any employer, particularly in the water industry, knowing that it's a 24/7 mission and we're still being able to serve our public and kind of being able to give back to our community in additional ways. So that's something I think all soldiers can bring to any industry, particularly the water industry, though.
Nice. So do you have people coming out of work in water for the Army?
The Army has a very small water purification element to it. As we go to many austere places, we sometimes have to make our own water and purify our own water. So we do have a small element that does that. But really, as a whole, from the skills that many of our soldiers bring through supply chain management, logistics, everything from human resources, the Army has something that can assist and provide some of that crossover skills that translate into some of these sectors.
Now, one of the things that we've also covered is things like the amount of casualties from convoys. That it's not just fuel coming out. I mean, we've been in parts of the world where water is very scarce. So all the folks in Iraq, all the folks in Afghanistan, that many of our casualties were in those water convoys and energy convoys. So would you say that there's an awareness of water that comes from being in parts of the world where people did have to bring in their own water or treat their own water on site?
I'd say just from my own personal experience that being able to not just turn on the tap and have clean water that you can drink is something that many times we take for granted here in the United States. That most soldiers that have deployed don't take that for granted anymore.
Yeah, very interesting. So, and your role here, where are you at?
So I do something very similar. I help connect employers to veteran hiring and the Veterans Employment Center on behalf of the VA.
Yeah. Now you're not dressed in all your paraphernalia, so.
No, I left military service, a decade ago.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm very passionate about. I come from a very large Army family, and I just want to make sure that we're continuing to get better.
So where were you serving, and what was your rank?
So I was a sergeant in the Army. I was a 27th Delta, which is a paralegal specialist. I was stationed in Heidelberg, Germany.
So you might say that there's probably not quite 50-50 gender balance in the Army, which is also true in the water industry, I think. Does that help to be able to work in a largely male environment?
I mean, I think that being able to work in any sort of diverse environment is important for being a good employee.
Yeah. Very cool. So what are you guys seeing in terms of, or let's get you a little closer together. What are you guys seeing in terms of the changes? Because you guys have been doing this for a few years now. Angela Wiltshire, she's often been interviewed on our show and that sort of thing. So are you seeing a difference in the hiring in the water and wastewater utility industry? Because you guys also go to WEFTEC. Are you seeing differences over time? Are people actually starting to hire more services veterans?
I'd like to say that hiring across the board for veterans has gone up because people are interested in the skills that veterans bring.
I think if you look at just the overall number of unemployment, veteran unemployment is currently lower than the national average for non-veterans. So, as a trend overall, our veterans are in all sectors of different industries.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for your service. And for folks who are here at ACE, be sure to come check out the Support Our Veterans Soldier for. Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask, what is Soldier for Life?
Soldier for Life is a program for the Chief of Staff of the Army. We do all his public-private partnership connections. So we go out across the entire country and try and make those connections so that when our soldiers separate from the military, they are resourced and there's a community apparatus ready to assist them with either health, employment, or education.
Do you find that veterans who are already working for water utilities help new vets to get those jobs?
We do. One thing we see with our veterans across all industries is they really try and bring along and do some of that mentorship, some of the things that we take for granted in the military, like counseling, sponsorship, mentorship, that they're ready to bring in and bring along new people and show them what those career opportunities are, so that we know in the military it's a very structured career progression map that everyone knows what they need to do to get promoted, whereas it's not so seamless in the civilian sector. So having that mentorship piece in a different industry has been critical to see veterans be successful in the new industry once they do service.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.